The library, where he keeps records of his every thought. All of his deepest, juiciest secrets.
Next up, we have the Inside Job, which I feel is a very underrated SpongeBob episode. Now, instead of explaining the plot, I'm just gonna play clips from the episode summarizing what happens, as it'll help the mistake make sense later on. So yeah, here's some funny clips from this episode summarizing it, and then we're gonna get right into its mistake after.
You want the patty recipe, then go to the man who wrote it, Eugene Krabs.
Right. Why didn't I think of that before?
With my mind connector, you'll be able to read Krabs' mind, transferring the recipe directly into your teeny tiny little brain.
Wow, that's a pretty good idea. Oh, man. You're mine.
Hey, where do you want this life-size cutout of you, Mr. Krabs?
No! Oh.
Hey, Squidward, we blew a fuse.
If I'm gonna get the Krabby Patty recipe, I'm gonna have to go to Command Central. Hi, friend. Why am I making idiotic comments? Superficial greetings?
See, it's underrated. I bet you want to go and watch the full episode after you're done watching this video, of course. But here's that mistake. Roll the footage.
Well, where's the recipe?
The what?
You really need to pay close attention for this one, and I'm even gonna play the footage in slow motion at one point. But when Patrick walks out of the Krusty Krab after Karen takes Plankton, if we watch closely, Patrick's animation actually freezes and like glitches out for a second, as you can see here. I'm gonna loop it and slow down the footage, and yeah, his animation just like stops and just glitches out for a frame. It's really funny. It's really weird. What's going on, man? Anyways though, let's head over to another episode with more mistake. One fairly cool episode from season 6 is Spongekiss, an episode all about Plankton turning the chum bucket into a classic old school coliseum that ends up stealing away all of the Krusty Krab's most loyal customers. So of course, Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob head over to see what is going on, only to find out that Patrick fighting a sea lion is the main event of the entire show. SpongeBob's worried because Patrick is going to potentially die. Now, the mistake in question happens earlier in the episode and has to do with Mr. Krabs. So during this shot, as you can see, Mr. Krabs' design is how it normally is, with his clothing having a white undershirt. Right here, as you can see, that little triangle is white. Well, during one scene in this episode, there's a brief shot where that undershirt is just like black or gray for Mr. Krabs, which isn't that big of a deal, but is totally a mistake. Here's a clip.
What's the matter, boy?
I think Plankton wants to destroy our way of life.
Man alive! He's taking us down! Huh? Plankton's destroying the chum bucket? I guess he's finally given up on the restaurant business.
Why don't you just take it off so you don't have to go to work today?
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way, buddy.
I hate that hat!
You know, we cover a ton of mistakes on this channel, and there are some mistakes that just actually crack me up, and this is one of them. It's from the episode No Hat for Pat, which is kind of an underrated episode, just saying, with Patrick becoming an attraction at the Krusty Krab because he constantly falls and hurts himself. I actually feel kind of bad for Patrick in this episode, but anyways, here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it. Grapple gang, roll that footage.
Whoa, whoa, that's enough, lad. What do you think? I made a ketchup?
Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward, but the Krusty Krab sign, alright? Normally it looks like this, and as you can see it says the Krusty Krab. Of course, it's the Krusty Krab sign after all. But in this one shot from No Half or Pat, look, the sign is misspelled, with the U in Krusty being replaced with a Y. But yeah, that's not how the sign is supposed to look. As a matter of fact, here's a side-by-side of how the sign looks in other episodes, and yeah, you guys can really see the mistake now. So weird, but not as weird as this next episode's set of mistakes. Let's keep it rolling, gang. The episode, Pearl Wants to Be a Star, is a great episode. That's all about Pearl. Our favorite little whale wants to go onto the Patrick Star Show and do a little performance for everybody. But no matter how hard she tries, something always messes it up. As the title suggests, Pearl just wants to be a star. So she keeps on trying, and fortunately, by the end of the episode, she finally puts on an incredible show. Now, I love episodes that focus on characters other than SpongeBob, Squidward, Patrick, and Sandy, so I really enjoyed this one. What I didn't really enjoy, though, was this mistake. During one of Pearl's performances, as she turns, she loses her entire pupil, and boy does it look really weird. It actually looks kinda creepy. Yeah, here's a clip.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm losing them again! Better kick it up a notch!
Up next is another classic. I'm talking about jellyfishing. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Patrick trying to convince the very grumpy Squidward to just go out with them and have some fun. You know what? Here are some really funny clips from this episode before we get into the mistakes. Of course, we're gonna cover the mistake, but you do not want to miss these funny moments. Roll the footage.
Stupid jellyfish! Beat it! Whoa!
Welcome home, Squidward!
Merry Christmas!
We're gonna make this your best day ever!
Jellyfishing, jellyfishing, jellyfishing!
This is Jellyfish Fields, where wild jellyfish roam just waiting to be captured. Be the net!
Yeah! You're feeling it, Squid! That's it, all the way! Take them all the way! The last 6 miles make the squid! Go, go, go!
You got it now!
It's in the bag!
This is really your best day ever, isn't it?
Such a good episode. Season 1 is just untouched when it comes to like kids cartoons. But anyways, let's ruin that childhood. Here's the first mistake.
We made a net especially for you. Do you want to come with us?
Really? Jellyfishing with you guys? I can't think of anything I'd love to do more on my day off than go jellyfishing with my 2 best friends, SpongeBob and,
Patrick!
Next time?
oh, sure, right. Whatever. Like, that'll never happen.
Yeah, it's more funny than anything, but when Squidward leaves SpongeBob and Patrick on his bicycle, where is SpongeBob's house? Here's a random shot of Conch Street, which as you guys know, it goes Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob's house, right? And even considering the angle of this shot where Squidward's leaving, you should be able to see SpongeBob's house right here. So totally a mistake, and here's another one from this episode.
Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. That ought to do it.
Hey, look! Squid's doing it! Go, Squid, get him, Squid, get him, grab him, nail him, Squid, you got it, Squiddy!
Go, Squid! This guy's good.
He's a natural. Yeah, you got it, you're doing great.
It's another funny one, but as you guys know, Squidward's net, alright, is like forced into his hand. It's like ripped into his hand, as you've seen in the clips, so it wouldn't change positions, right? But if we watch throughout the episode, Squidward's net changes positions between his hands multiple times. First, it is in his right hand, as you can see here, then it's in his left hand in this shot, but then it's in his right hand again here. So totally a mistake, but you know, I'm more concerned for Squidward, dude. Like, look at this footage again of it being shoved in his hand.
Firmly grasp it!
Ouch, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Ouch, 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 ouch.
How much is this, Joker?
It's a wristband.
Awesome.
So this next episode is actually one of my favorites in terms of modern day SpongeBob, especially in terms of season 9. The episode is Mall Girl Pearl, and it's a cool episode because it isn't about SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, or Mr. Krabs, it's all about Pearl. Anyways though, we're here for mistakes, alright? We're not here for a deep dive into Pearl, so here's the first mistake from this episode.
No! You don't work at the mall, do you, Derek?
No, but all my girlfriends do.
So this one is a bit of a nitpick, but it's still technically a mistake, and listen closely because it's kind of technical. But when Pearl first reads her Coral Cuties magazine, we can see that the magazine's name on the back is shown in yellow text. Remember this, alright? It's yellow text. However though, after Pearl puts it down and the scene progresses, look, that yellow text, which was yellow, is now red. It just randomly changes. Also, as you guys can see in this shot, when Pearl's reading the magazine, this guy right here, Derek, is on the back of the magazine. We can see her looking at it. However though, when she puts the magazine down, look, Derek has just completely disappeared from the back of the magazine. He does reappear when she picks it up, but yeah. Very, very messy, and here's another mistake from Mall Girl Pearl.
Daddy! Guess what?
I have no idea, Pearly.
This next mistake is a major issue, and it's because it goes against SpongeBob lore. I know I sound crazy when I say SpongeBob lore, but there is a canon to this stuff. Now, for context, back in the episode Sleepy Time, I love this episode, it's iconic, we see Mr. Krabs' driver's license, and as you can see, it says that his birthday is on November 30th, 1942, and that his address is 3541 Anchor Way. Remember this, alright? Remember this. As in Mall Girl Pearl, we get another look at Mr. Krabs' license, and things have just completely changed now. Like, whoever animated this shot of Mr. Krabs' license needs to go and watch older episodes of SpongeBob because they're wrong, with it claiming that he was born on September 25th, 1960, and that his address is 2219 Anchor Street instead of the other address I mentioned before. Now, don't get me wrong, dude could have moved, like maybe Mr. Krabs moved, but you're not able to change your birth date, alright? Like, you're not able to. It's kind of funny because if Mr. Krabs did this himself, maybe Mr. Krabs forged his ID so that he comes across as younger. This would make sense because if we go back to Midlife Crustacean, like that episode from I think season 2, it's all about Mr. Krabs wanting to be younger, so a bit of a SpongeBob theory here, but also the mistake is that at first his ID or driver's license said this, and now it says this, making for a mistake. And we ain't done yet, baby. Let's keep it moving. Let's head over to our next episode, and this is where things get spicy. The episode, Captain Pipsqueak, has become quite the fan favorite, with it featuring a bunch of cameos from characters we've seen in previous seasons. Plus, it also has a really good plot, with Plankton teaming up with a bunch of other supervillains to finally achieve his Krabby Patty goals. Now, this episode admittedly does not have too many mistakes, but of course, you know me, you know Cartoon Corey, I was able to find one. As you can see, throughout the episode, Plankton gets his own villain costume, equipped with a purple cape, a purple helmet, and more importantly, purple gloves. Now during this scene, where we see Plankton do a little dumpster diving while in his villain outfit, he can be seen wearing his gloves. However, for one brief shot when he jumps out of the dumpster, his gloves are missing. They just randomly disappear.
Where's the door?
SpongeBob, you don't look well.
I don't?
And your temperature is 175 degrees.
Is that bad?
Oh, no. Unless you've been doing a lot of laughing.
I have been laughing a lot lately.
SpongeBob, you've got to be careful. You're going to burn out your laugh box.
I've got a classic episode for you guys. Let's do funny pants, alright? Here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Hey, Patrick, you want to hear a joke?
Sure, Sandy.
I love a good laugh.
What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
Did you catch it? That first mistake takes place during this scene, during SpongeBob's daydream. When Sandy tells SpongeBob if he wants to hear a joke, as you can see, her tail is there. She's got her tail, her fluffy little squirrel tail. But when SpongeBob says, sure, I'd love a good laugh, and it cuts right back to them, where'd her tail go? Squirrels don't just randomly lose their tail, guys. I think the animators forgot to draw her tail during this scene. And guys, this happens a lot throughout this episode. For example, this scene right here. Roll the footage.
Oh, it's easy if you approach it scientifically, SpongeBob. Now, what is laughter? But scientifically speaking, it's caused by your epiglottis constricting your larynx, causing irregular air intake. Now, here's some humor theory textbooks, laugh mechanics, and the quantum giggle theory.
Yeah, like I said, it happens a lot. During this scene where Sandy pulls down this chart of the body, where's her tail again? It's gone. I mean, it's only gone for a split second, but it's still gone. That girl's missing her tail. That's not the only thing she's missing in this episode, guys. As take a look at this scene at the ending of the episode, it's not her tail that's missing this time, it's something else. Can you guys catch it? Leave a comment before I actually show you the mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it on your own. But yeah, roll the footage.
Look, he's waking up.
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, silly.
Again, it happens near the ending of the episode. But when SpongeBob wakes up from his coma, Sandy's zipper and badge are just missing from her suit. They're just gone. Here's a shot of how it normally looks. As you can see, she has all the designs on her drippy suit. But in this one shot, they're just not there. Again, the animators just didn't draw them. So yeah, they're really doing Sandy dirty in this episode, guys. She's missing her tail twice, and they even messed up on her iconic suit. I feel bad for Sandy, but anyways, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in a random other cartoon suggested by you guys, the Grapple Gang. Today, we're gonna do The Loud House. You guys know I love this show. Another Nickelodeon banger. Remember, comment other shows you guys want me to cover in the future. I'll try my best to do it. But for now, we're doing The Loud House, and the episode is Can't Lin Them All. Here's some context. It has to do with this Joker over here, Creeps the Clown. More specifically, his wig. All right, let's roll the clips and let's see if you guys can catch it.
And it looks like Creeps the Clown won't be haunting anyone's dreams tonight.
Yeah, so here's the problem. So this guy right here, Creeps the Clown, when this character gets spun around rapidly by Lynn over here, we can see his wig fly off. But here's the problem. In a clip before this one, look, it already has fallen off of his head. So we literally see it fall off his head for the first time, and then it just happens again when he's already lost the wig. Like, what? Weird mistake, and back to SpongeBob. Let's get back to Bikini Bottom.
Sorry, not better. Oh, I know. Here, just use a little tape and there you go. Good as new. Well, that's all right because we'll find a new show for ya.
Okay, let's talk about SpongeBob Season 6. It's not the best season, but as I've said before, it also has a ton of good episodes. One of those episodes is Shell Shocked. Unfortunately, though, I have to, bear some bad news and ruin some childhoods, as this episode has 2 mistakes. Here's the first one, Grapple Gang. Let's see if you guys can spot it before I reveal the mistake, all right? Take a look.
Mr. Krabs, perhaps you could help me find a new shell for Gary.
Well, I'd be honored to help you and your sniveling snail during such desperate times. Now, how much you got?
Nothing, Mr. Krabs. I'm broke.
Oh, I see.
But wait, Mr. Krabs!
Did you guys catch it? As this one is blatant. Like, I don't know how the art team missed this one. How they could, render and finalize this episode with this mistake in it. Cause it's bad, man. But yeah, when Mr. Krabs says, "Oh, I see," during this scene, let's take a look at his arm, as one of his red arms is not very red right now. As a matter of fact, it's transparent because the animators forgot to color in his arm. Look, older episodes get a little bit of an excuse, but this is season 6, which is still kind of old, so. But still, this shouldn't be happening, man. Like, I'm zooming in on this. That is rough. And that's not it for this episode. There's another one that's pretty bad too. Take a look at this.
Okay, you're right, it's not a shell. Oh! Greetings, Earthling. I am SpongeBob. I come from the future.
This is another very blatant one. So when SpongeBob puts on the space helmet, let's watch it in slow motion. As if we look closely, SpongeBob's arms actually go through the space helmet as he's putting it on. Yeah, I'm gonna freeze right here and you can see it. Like, his arms are just going through it. So yeah, another rough mistake for this episode. It's a good episode, shell-shocked. But boy, are the mistakes bad. Not as bad as this next episode. Let's head over to this next episode. Let's do it.
Not the president of Bikini Bottom. Even better.
You're the president of the Secret Royal Order of the Good Neighbor Lodge.
Is this some stupid club you two made up?
Oh!
Next up is the episode Good Neighbors, which is a pretty underrated episode in my opinion. But let's get into the juicy details. I know you guys want the mistakes. Here's mistake number 1.
Whenever you're ready, Patrick.
What's going on out there?
Hi, President Squidward. Almost done painting.
My eyes!
I'd like to call this meeting of the Good Neighbor Lodge to order. Squidward?
So this is another funny one, as when Squidward pushes SpongeBob and Patrick outside to go paint the leaves on the trees, as you can see, the door opens into the house, right? So if you were to open the door goes inside the house. I'm showing you it in slow motion, pay attention. But here's the issue, when SpongeBob and Patrick reappear and say, "See ya later, Squidward," the door now opens to the outside of the house. If you were to open the door, it comes outside. So this is a major mistake here. First, it opens up like this, now it opens up like this, and I'm sorry guys, that's not how doors work. It is a cartoon, but that's not how doors work. Here's another mistake though, stay tuned, this one is just as bad.
SpongeBob.
Good morning, Squidward.
SpongeBob, what are you doing in my house?
I came to make sure you don't oversleep and miss work.
It's Sunday!
Alright, so take a look at this shot of Conch Street. As you can see, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward's house all have these pathways, okay? They all look different, but they have a path getting to their house. Well, when Squidward hears SpongeBob's alarm clock go off in this episode, the ladder's pathway is missing. It's just gone. Poof, where is it? What's funny is it does appear in the episode, but during this one shot, the animators, I guess they just didn't want to draw it. They were feeling kind of lazy because it's not there. That's not it though. Believe it or not, this episode actually has 3 mistakes. Here's the third one.
Good morning, Squidward.
SpongeBob, what are you doing in my house?
I came to make sure you don't oversleep and miss work.
It's Sunday!
It's very easy to miss, but pay attention as before Squidward yells, "It's Sunday," SpongeBob's pupils become uncolored for a split second. They just have no color and they're not supposed to look like that, dude. The opening of the episode Big Pink Loser has a massive mistake. It's really bad, but it's easy to miss. Take a look. Let's see if you guys catch it.
Hold still, Gary. Almost done.
SpongeBob, guess what? I got an award.
Thanks, big Patrick. What's it for?
See for yourself.
For outstanding achievement in achievement.
So here's the thing. Patrick is supposed to come through that door, and we even hear the door open, but as you can see in the slow motion footage, the door never opens. Patrick just pops in, he just spawns in randomly and knocks over the house of cards. Like seriously, listen to it again and listen for the door opening. They put a door opening sound in, but then didn't animate the door opening. It's really funny.
Hold still, Gary. Almost done.
The other mistake is just as bad. Here, take a look.
It was sure nice of Mr. Krabs to give me a job.
And at $50 an hour, too. When I started working here, I had to pay Mr. Krabs $100 an hour.
Do I get my award yet?
You have to work for it, remember?
Dude, what happened to Patrick's mouth? It's just gone. The animators just forgot to draw his mouth for a frame, and it looks really weird. Our next mistake can be found in the season 4 episode, Krusty Towers, an episode all about Mr. Krabs coming up with a new business scheme and transforming the Krusty Krab into a full-on hotel. However, things get problematic when Squidward quits and decides to return as a very entitled and rude guest. Now, to be honest, this episode is full of mistakes, but for today, we're just going to focus on one. It's pretty funny, but throughout the episode, it is established that the Krusty Towers has 17 floors, as you can see in this shot. However, whenever the place is shown from the outside, there are only like 12 floors. Like, count them, as you can see there's only 12. Yeah, talk about a funny little mistake. Here's a clip.
And why in tarnation would I do that? They got 4 legs that aren't broken.
The plaque. Too bad we couldn't take the elevator, but it is for guests only, and you are an employee.
If they could charge that much for a lousy burger, imagine how much I could charge for a lousy Krabby Patty. And thus, the Krusty Towers was born.
Why would anyone stay at a hotel in Bikini Bottom? It's in the middle of scenic nowhere. There's nothing to do but get stung by jellyfish.
Okay, and last but not least, I have like 5 or 6 mistakes all in one episode. And I gotta say, I love this episode. I'm talking about feral friends.
Something fishy's going on here.
Atta girl, sissy. Look out, Mom.
Green cheese, green cheese, green cheese!
SpongeBob? Patrick? No, not me! Huh? I guess it only affects sea critters. But I still don't get why that green moon is turning everyone into wild swimming fish.
This episode has an awesome plot, with the tidal zone turning all the different SpongeBob characters into like the real fish versions. And of course, the episode has a couple of mistakes. It actually has like 5 or 6. Take a look at this first one.
Stroke! Stroke! Oh!
Hey, kiddies. It's your old pal Patchy floating somewhere over Bikini Bottom.
I'm just here for the buffet.
Give me that! What do you think you are? A Seahawk?
I can't help it if I was born a predator.
Honey, I guess you're right. Can you ever forgive me? Shake!
Okay, so there's a big continuity error in this scene, as when we first see Patchy, his hands are just bare. He doesn't have a hook on his hands like he normally does. But then, literally seconds later, and the man now has a hook on his hand. Definitely a mistake. We did not see him put it on. And let's take a look at this other mistake.
Squirrely birthday, dear Sandy. Squirrely birthday to you.
This one is kinda weak sauce, I'll admit, but when we first see Sandy's birthday cake, there's a squirrel on it. But then, during this one shot, the squirrel is just gone.
Hold your breath, critters! Thanks for the lift, Pearl! Don't you worry, nobody's gonna eat you guys on my watch. Ow!
So normally, Sandy looks like this, with her neck being brown, the same color as like her tail. But during one frame in this episode, her neck is white, which is a major mistake. And of course, I've got one more, guys. This one's spicy. So as you can see, Sandy has been turned into a squirrel version. And take a look at the squirrel in the helmet, it has a tail, right? Well, why does the rest of Sandy's body, like her suit, also have a tail? This is like a major mistake, and it's a bad one.
Okay, maybe you haven't messed up yet, but you will. You will. And when you do, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Okay, it's time for some classic episodes. Next up, we've got Squid's Day Off, which is a very underrated episode from season 2 in my opinion. I mean, people love this episode, but I don't feel like it's talked about enough. I hate to bring it up in such a negative circumstance though, as we're about to expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
I will ring the bell when there's an order, but there's no customers.
What's going on out here? My babies. Get away, barbarian.
Did you guys catch that? Probably not, because it's a very weird mistake that needs some explained. So, during that scene you guys just saw, when Mr. Krabs grabs the dime from Squidward, if we look over here, we can see that there's this bag of grains that's between the pipe. It's right here, all right? You can see it right there. Now, the problem is that before this shot, we get a shot of that same pipe, and look, that bag of grains is missing. I highly doubt Squidward or Mr. Krabs put it there in a matter of seconds in the middle of a conversation, so I think it's a continuity error. First they drew it without it, and then they drew it with it, making for a funny mistake. And I'm rambling, so here's another mistake from the same episode that's a lot more spicy. Like seriously, this one's really, really bad.
Why can't Mr. Krabs just let us go home? SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell.
Yeah, so I was not lying. This one is really, really bad. But when Squidward says, SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell, his legs, right, his legs, a massive part of his design, are not colored in for an entire frame. Like his legs were just not colored in at all, and it looks so strange. I told you it was a really bad mistake, all right? And there's gonna be a ton more in this video. But first, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we very quickly take a break from SpongeBob to talk about a cartoon suggested by you, the Grapple Gang, and cover a couple of mistakes. And then we go right back to SpongeBob. So if you're here for SpongeBob, don't worry, we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, lots of SpongeBob mistakes. But real quick, let's talk about a show that you guys have really wanted me to cover before, and that's The Simpsons, a classic. The episode is Moaning Lisa from season 1, and roll the clip. Here's the mistake.
Can you teach me to fight like you do? Oh, come on.
I'll tell you what, I'll do it if you bark like a dog.
You little...
You got yourself a deal, Fido.
So as you've seen, it takes place at school and revolves around Lisa and this teacher, Mr. Largo. So early on in the episode, Mr. Largo looks like this, and his pants look like this. Remember the color, all right? Remember this. As eventually, when Marge grabs Lisa and they drive off, look at Mr. Largo now, as his pants have just randomly turned red. I'm doing a side-by-side. First, his pants looked like this, and then they randomly changed to a red pair of pants, and this all happened in like a matter of seconds, so this was not like he changed his pants. So totally a mistake, and it's time to get back to some SpongeBob, baby. Let's go. Let's be real, SpongeBob is the best fry cook in all of Bikini Bottom. As a matter of fact, he's the best employee at the Krusty Krab. People love this guy. But in the episode SpongeBob You're Fired, I mean, the episode title kind of reveals it, but SpongeBob gets fired, dude. It's crazy. He ends up having to go and work at all these other places. Here's some clips.
Order up! One perfect patty on a pristine plate and a squeaky clean Krusty Krab. Hey, Mr. Krabs, what's the good word?
Well, actually, SpongeBob, there's 2 words. And they're not very good. You're fired.
Oh, Mr. What?
It turns out that I'll save a whole nickel if I cut your salary.
It is so funny seeing SpongeBob work at these other places. Like, dude, go back to the Krusty Krab. It's where you belong. Anyways, though, let's get into the mistakes. That's what you guys are here for. Here is mistake number 1.
Okay, that's enough. It's closing time. You know, it just won't be the same around here without you. Bye-bye now. Sayonara. Good riddance. Man, is it gonna be sweet without that pest around?
I know any hardcore SpongeBob fan already caught what the mistake is, but here's the issue. When SpongeBob is forced out of the Krusty Krab by Squidward, Squidward is so happy, there are no tables inside the Krusty Krab. As we mentioned before, this is how the inside of the Krusty Krab looks, right? And there's tables. I mean, they've been there since the first episode, but there's no tables during this one scene, and just, yeah, really silly mistake.
Attention zoo patrons! Clamu the giant oyster is on an emotional rampage! Please scream and run around in circles! Thanks for coming!
Here's another season 2 banger, The Smoking Peanut. This episode is actually a little more underrated in terms of season 2. Like, people like this episode, but I feel it gets overshadowed by all of the other bangers in season 2. Of course, though, just like that last episode, I gotta ruin some childhoods here because there's mistakes in this episode. Roll the footage.
Hey, Patrick, what are you doing?
Oh, hi, SpongeBob. I'm just continuing my investigation of the Great Clamu Caper.
Have you found out anything?
Yes. No, wait. No. Don't worry, SpongeBob. Patrick's on the case. The truth will be revealed.
I'd better go see Sandy. She'll know what to do.
I can't stand it anymore. That poor critter.
So you need to pay close attention, and you guys need to listen closely for this one. So, while SpongeBob is running to Sandy's tree dome saying, "I'll ask Sandy, she'll know what to do," the typical SpongeBob bubble transition starts, but if we look at the bottom, we can see this weird blue card that says Rough Draft Korea on it, which might be confusing to you guys, but this is a mistake. Back in the day, Rough Draft Korea is the company that would animate all of the episodes of SpongeBob. It would be written and the storyboards and everything would be done in North America, but then it would be sent to Rough Draft Korea to do the final edit and animate everything. So yeah, this text in blue screen at the bottom was a mistake by Rough Draft Korea during that transition between different scenes. So if you understand animation, I'm over explaining this and you already get it. So yeah, here's another mistake from the episode though.
The Bikini Bottom Zoo is having its annual flea day. Flea balloons, flea drinks, flea light bulbs.
Let's book him!
Wow, you guys are good. I'm the last person I would have suspected.
Yeah, tell it to the judge, Pinky.
Oh no! Patrick's too sensitive for the big house! Wait! Stop! I'm the one you want!
So for this one to make sense, I need to show you footage from earlier on in the episode. So as you can see in this shot right here, Oyster Stadium is like a walled-in zoo with like big walls and everything, all right? But if this is the case, then how can SpongeBob still see the stadium top to bottom clearly from his house during this scene? It's not that big of a deal, but that's a mistake. Like, SpongeBob would not be able to see that good of a vision of the stadium from his home. He'd be able to see it, but it's walled in. He wouldn't be able to see inside it like that. So totally a mistake and kind of a funny one. Let's keep it moving though, guys. Lots of unbelievable mistakes coming up, so stay tuned, especially this next one.
What a beautiful day.
You said it, pal.
Can you believe that, son?
I could look at it all day.
Yes, sir, we're going back to old school SpongeBob season 3, and the episode is Sponge Guard on Duty. Now, here are just some funny clips from this episode. There's so many good moments, and then we'll get right into the spicy mistakes.
Just imagine if I were a lifeguard. Who needs to be a lifeguard? I'm cool. Catch this!
What a nostalgic episode. Like, it really brings me back to my childhood, this one. It's a good episode. Of course, though, it has mistakes. It has 3. Here's the first one.
We like Larry better.
Does Larry ever give you free ice cream?
Ice cream! Did somebody say ice cream? Where is it? Is it here?
This one's just funny, like I cracked up a little bit at this one. But when Patrick is looking at the do not cross sign, if we look really closely, we'll notice that there is one part of the sign that actually says do no cross. All the other ones say do not cross, but this one right here, I'm zooming in on it, says do no cross. Hilarious mistake. And there's another one in this episode.
Can't swim!
SpongeBob,
Yes, Larry?
you're not a lifeguard, are you?
No, Larry.
Let's go, guys!
So during Larry's line, where he says, let's go guys, if we look, SpongeBob's lips also move when Larry says let's. I'm gonna play it really quickly again in slow motion and watch SpongeBob as his mouth shouldn't move, but it just randomly moves as if he was going to say something and the line was cut. Look.
No, Larry.
Let's go, guys!
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's kinda weird. Why is SpongeBob's mouth moving during Larry's line? What? Alright though, here's another mistake from this episode.
Free ice cream! Yeah! Everybody got one? Yeah. Now y'all have to wait 1 hour before you go swimming.
This is another funny one. So, when SpongeBob hands out ice cream, if we look at Incidental 41 here, at first they have this delicious red popsicle. What flavor do you guys think it is? Cherry, strawberry? Let me know in the comments. But he has a red popsicle, as you can see here, and remember this, as in the very next shot of him, now the popsicle is blue. And I'm also curious what flavor this one is. Is it like blue raspberry? Let me know, guys. What do you think? Blueberry? First up is the episode For Here or To Go, an episode where Mr. Krabs comes up with a smart idea to entertain customers.
Attention, Krusty Krab patrons! Behold! The Krusty Krab presents our first annual Pun Seed Guessing Contest! Guess how many seeds are in the jar, and win a free Krabby Patty!
I have a guess.
Plankton, you don't get to guess.
Hey!
Mr. Krabs has a cool little game going on, but the issue is he's discriminating against Plankton, which is gonna come up later on in this episode. But first, let's see if you guys can catch the first mistake on your own.
You can't do that. It's not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's me restaurant, and I can do what I please. I know you'll try to analyze that patty and find out my secret formula.
You'll pay for this, Krabs. I'm calling the Bogus Business Bureau.
According to Article 57 of the Greasy Spoon Code, any fast food contest must be open to all customers.
You have to let me guess now, Krabs.
So here's the thing, most of my longtime viewers already know, but there's supposed to be a path connecting the Chum Bucket to the Krusty Krab. We've seen it in numerous other episodes. You can see it in this clip right here, but they're directly across the street from each other and there's a path. But in this one shot, there's no path connecting them. There's a path in between, but yeah, definitely a mistake. And here's another one. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Mr. Krabs, it's awful! We're all out of buns!
No buns? Drat the luck! Got a delivery for the Krusty Krab. Where do you want us to put these buns?
Good thing I ordered us extra for the contest crowd.
Now, I know some of you guys missed this one, but here's the issue. This table and barrel has like this white outline. It looks like they were like poorly photoshopped. It looks really rough and is definitely a mistake. And we've got one more that has to do with our boy, Mr. Krabs.
SpongeBob needs to clean the grill first.
I cleaned it this morning.
Doesn't your spatula need a line in or something?
Nope, she's perfectly aligned.
Drat your efficiency.
Dude, what the heck happened to Mr. Krabs' pupils? This is actually somewhat of a common mistake in SpongeBob, and sometimes people try to defend it, but no guys, this is definitely a mistake. Your pupils don't just disappear. Let's keep the video moving though, and move over to our next episode. It has some crazy mistakes.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Huh? Hello? Who's there? Huh? Hello?
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Hello? Yes? Who's there? Huh? Hello? Show yourself. Ooh, hello? Who is it?
Up here, you dunce!
Now I know Christmas is over now, but first up we've got a holiday banger. It's Christmas Who, one of the best SpongeBob Christmas episodes, and it has one mistake. Roll the footage.
Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Wait! Oh, I see a great Christmas photo. Can you move in a little? Say Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Aw, our first Christmas.
So at one point of this episode, Squidward takes a photograph of SpongeBob crying, alright? And when the photograph's taken, we see this shot right here. This is how everything looks. But when Squidward holds up the photo, we can see some major inconsistencies and errors with it. As you've seen in the original shot of SpongeBob crying, the ground is snow. Well, the entire background is snowy, as a matter of fact. But when Squidward holds up the photo, we can see that it's sand. So really weird mistake here, where like the photo is completely different than the scene that Squidward took the photo of. Totally a mistake. And guys, surprise, surprise, there's actually another mistake in this episode. Take a look at this.
I don't believe in Santa Claus.
Come on, Squid. All you have to do is write a letter. Squidward, come on.
Come on, Squidward. Don't be a party pooper. Come on out.
Santa Claus is a big phony. Those idiots are gonna be up all night while I get a full night's sleep.
Oh, Santa's coming tonight, tonight. Santa's coming tonight. Coming tonight, tonight. Santa's coming tonight.
Come on, everybody. Let's sing till Santa gets here.
So we've actually got 3 mistakes in one, and it all takes place during the scene you just saw, where the fish sing Santa's coming tonight, tonight. For one, this right here is incidental 103, alright? And as you can see, his pants seem to disappear and reappear. Here's a shot with him wearing his pants, and then here's a shot of him being a hooligan with his pants just disappearing, and then they reappear again in this shot. That's 2 mistakes right there, and here's another one. As SpongeBob's mouth, as well as Incidental 48's eyes, disappear on the word Santa's, as you can see right here. So yeah, as good of an episode this is, it's the best holiday one. It has a lot of mistakes. And guys, stay tuned for future videos, as there's so many other mistakes to cover from this episode. For now though, let's head over to another SpongeBob classic episode with mistakes. You won't believe it. As you guys know, our girl Sandy over here is quite the daredevil. Like, this girl loves extreme sports. Like, she is obsessed. Well, this is a major part of the plot in the episode Squirrel Record. Here, take a look at some of these clips. It's really funny, and then we'll get into the mistakes.
It's all right here in the Guinness O'Ripley Enormous Book of Curiosities, Oddities, and World Records. I swear by the power of Texas, I'm gonna break all the records in this here book.
Most walnuts in mouth. Largest rubber band ball.
Woohoo! Next, spiciest chili gargle.
Got it. You okay?
This girl Sandy is like obsessed with breaking a new record. But guys, you know what I'm obsessed with? Exposing animation mistakes and continuity errors in SpongeBob. And here's the first one in this episode. Keep those eyes peeled.
Oh my, it's time to go home. Squidward, what are you still doing here? What am I gonna do with you? I can't throw you away. I know just what you need. A Krabby Patty.
This one might not seem like a mistake at first, but listen closely, Grapple Gang. When SpongeBob puts a patty in his wallet, we get to see the inside of his wallet and we can see his milkshake license. Now I want a milkshake, guys. Comment down below what your favorite milkshake flavor is. But anyways, when he puts the patty in his wallet, we can see his milkshake license. It's right here. But in the next scene, when SpongeBob takes out the patty after Sandy had raw chum, the inside completely changes. Where is his milkshake license? Now it's replaced with a picture of a cowboy saying yeehaw, which hey, I'm not gonna complain about, it's a funny picture, but at first he had this in his wallet, and then literally seconds later it's changed, so I don't think SpongeBob randomly organized his wallet in the middle of a SpongeBob episode, so this was a continuity error. As I mentioned earlier, SpongeBob is a good person, and you know that this man is going to work or boating school on time every day. This dude's probably showing up early. So it's no surprise that SpongeBob has constantly won the Krusty Krab's Employee of the Month award. And we got an episode about this, titled, of course, Employee of the Month. Well, in this episode, SpongeBob has some competition for once, as Squidward also wants to win, thus leading to this scene, where they both pretty much try to kill each other, just so that one of them can get to work first. Now, during one of their attempts, there is actually a mistake, as when SpongeBob and Squidward are shown dragging anchors, SpongeBob is not wearing his Krusty Krab hat. However, in the very next shot, literally like a couple seconds later, and it zooms in on him, he randomly has the hat now, and he wouldn't have been able to put it on because he was fighting with Squidward the whole time, so this was a bit of a continuity error. First up is the very, very, very iconic episode, Pizza Delivery. Like, this episode is so good and gives me so many memories. Basically, SpongeBob and Squidward are sent on a mission by Mr. Krabs to deliver a pizza, even though the Krusty Krab is like a burger place. Here's some clips from the episode. They are hilarious.
How can it get any worse?
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
And my feet are killing me.
Dude, now I really want pizza. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I would totally have a slice of a Krusty Krab pizza, even though it's made out of Krabby Patties, as you can see in this clip. But anyways, let's get into this episode's first mistake, and let's see if you guys can spot it on your own. Here's some clips.
We don't deliver, but you do.
Antenna. Check. Bumper. Check. Bumper. Sticker. Check.
Okay, so here's what's going on here. When SpongeBob checks the tire pressure on one of the car's tires, the hubcap disappears. Originally, there is a hubcap, as you can see in this shot, but during that one scene, the hubcap is just gone, making for a weird continuity error. And there's more. Here's mistake number 2. Keep those eyes peeled.
Front end. Check. Antenna. Check. Bumper. Check. Bumper. Sticker. Check. Back it up!
Give me the wheels, SpongeBob! Give me the wheels!
Backing up. Backing up.
Well, you backed up. And you know what else? We're in the middle of nowhere!
Okay, so the delivery boat, as you can see, is white and purple on the sides and front, but the rear has a classic red stripe. Well, it starts out as red, but when the boat is spinning down the road during this scene, it has a purple tint. But to make matters even worse, it actually turns entirely purple when it breaks down. At first, the stripe is red, as you can see in this shot, but then it just randomly turns purple. I guess the animators forgot about it being red, but anyways, let's move over to episode number 2, which has even more mistakes. Let's do it.
2 whole days without nonsense. 'Twere a good run, Mr. Squidward. But we both knew it couldn't last.
We've got a season 12 episode coming in hot next. The episode is Hiccup Plague. Here are some funny clips from this episode, and then of course, we're gonna get right into the mistakes after, so hang tight.
I have a foolproof hiccup cure using an old Navy trick.
Old Navy trick? Okay, go for it.
Boo.
Try drinking water upside down. Try a chair.
Put a pickle under your tongue.
All right, it is mistake time, baby. Here's the first one.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Puff. Oh, hello.
Yeah, so during that scene you guys just saw right there, Pearl, she's missing the P that's normally on her shirt. Here's a PNG of Pearl. As you can see, normally she has that P on it, and in this one shot, it's just missing from her shirt. It just was not drawn. Here's another mistake from this episode, though. This one's pretty spicy, too.
Try drinking water upside down. Try a chair.
Pearl isn't the only person missing something in this episode, as during this scene outside of Sandy's tree dome, Mrs. Puff's spots are missing. Here's a shot of Mrs. Puff. Normally she has these spots all over her face, and in this one shot from Hiccup Plague, where are they? Where'd they go? Because they're not there. They're gone.
Howdy, SpongeBob. You're right on time to help me test out my new Disappearator. It'll make anything disappear instantly. Now hold still, and I'll just shave a few inches off in the top of your noggin.
Oh, I certainly said... No, can't do, you brainless lab rat.
Next up, we've got the abrasive side. This episode's pretty interesting. It's all about SpongeBob realizing that he's too nice, so like an actual sponge, he switches to the green side. He switches to his abrasive side. Now, we're gonna get into the mistakes of this episode as it has a ton of them, but first, here are some hilarious clips from this episode, and then we'll get right to the mistakes.
SpongeBob, would you help your granny cross the street?
Sorry, Granny. Why don't you walk yourself across the street?
I need you to work an extra 17-hour shift tonight.
Oh, sure thing, mister. Sorry, Krabs, I'm busy. Unless you're paying me overtime.
Overtime?
Yeah, so this is a really good episode. In terms of season 7, like this is up there as a really good episode. Even good episodes, though, have mistakes. Here's the first one.
Hey, SpongeBob! You're right on time for our play date.
Woo! I can't wait to ditch you. 'Cause you're my best friend. So beat it, Tubby. I don't care for your company.
Did you guys catch it? Because this one's really bad. It's only for a split second, so I get it if you guys didn't. But at one point, when SpongeBob is talking to Patrick, it happens for a frame, but look at one of his eyes. As part of his blue eye turns like red for a split second. Like what? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea how this mistake would have happened. It can't be a layering issue, but whatever. Here's mistake number 2.
Golly! We gotta get this varmint off you. Now turn around and grab something heavy. Now hold still. No.
Oh, you don't scare me, girly.
This is gonna sting worse than a jellyfish in a bucket of electric eels.
This one's really easy to miss, but when Sandy rolls up the sleeves on her suit, there is weirdly black hair on her arms even though she already has fur. Think about that for a second. Weird. Here's mistake number 3.
Sorry, Krabs, I'm busy. Unless you're paying me overtime.
Overtime? Overtime? More money per hour. More money.
for service above and beyond.
Okay, this one is really funny. At one point, as you guys saw, we go into a dictionary in this episode, and we can see the definition for multiple words, obviously. Now, when the dictionary is open, you'll notice that the word more is missing from the definition of overkill. In the episode, it reads as, the process of doing than a situation requires, when it's obviously supposed to say, the process of doing more than a situation requires. Also, in the same scene, you'll notice that the side of the entire dictionary is like incomplete. It like cuts off here. Anyways though, there's actually more mistakes in this episode. Here's another one.
You're right on time to help me test out my new Disappearator.
No can do, you brainless lab rat.
Huh?
As you guys know, Sandy wears a helmet, a glass helmet that nothing should be able to go through because it's glass, duh. But when this thing hits Sandy, it somehow just goes through her helmet. It glitches and goes through her helmet when it shouldn't be able to do that because it's a glass helmet. Crazy, dude.
Whoa, what is this place?
Look at all this cool stuff! I'm the captain!
This next one takes place in the episode The Wreck of the Moa Loa, and it's right at the very end of the episode. Roll the clip.
That was awesome!
This one only happens for a split second, so I can't really blame anybody for missing it, but when SpongeBob and Patrick laugh after their ride gets destroyed, like I said, for a split second, SpongeBob's mouth is gone. Like, what? How do you forget to draw this dude's mouth? It's only for a split second though, so I guess I'll give him a break. It's probably a glitch. But weird mistake, dude, and we've got plenty of more that are even more weird. Our last mistake on today's list is from the episode To Love a Patty. This episode focuses on SpongeBob falling in love with a Krabby Patty. Yeah, as you can imagine, it's a fairly weird episode. It's good, but it's really weird. Let's talk about some mistakes though. Now, during this scene, there is a huge mistake that a lot of people miss. When SpongeBob says, "Oh, Patty," when we're together, his white teeth turn yellow for a second. I know we've talked about this type of mistake before, but this one's new, and it's disgusting. SpongeBob, go brush your teeth. Pretty gross.
What's cooking there, Patty? Oh, are you kidding? I love crepes. Oh, Patty, when we're together, I feel like we're in our own little world. Like nothing can hurt us.
Our first Season 13 mistake can be found in the episode Say Ah. Now, this episode is all about Plankton, and other Bikini Bottomites thinking that he's cute and not taking him as seriously as he'd like to be taken. So much so that Plankton actually builds a giant robot just to punish anyone who says aw to him or calls him cute. It's kind of funny, as Plankton always wants to be accepted by everyone, and in this episode he's kind of being accepted by everyone, but he rejects it because he wants to be an evil bad guy. It's kind of funny. Anyways though, onto the mistake, it has to do with Incidental 6, as normally this incidental character has normal thin black feet. It's how he always looks, but for some reason in this episode, there are a few scenes where his feet are like rounded and they look like normal feet. It's really weird. Obviously not that big of a deal, but if you have an eye like a hawk, like myself, you'll notice it. Here's a clip with audio.
All right, you brain-dead barnacles, drop those patties. Your sandwiches are coming with me!
Aww. So cute.
Huh?
I just want to pinch his face.
Oh, whatever will I donate to the time capsule? Golly, this is hard. How about this lamp? It's perfect.
Wow, you're good. How did you know all that? Are you like a psychic? Oh, tell me what I'm thinking.
Next. Our next mistake can be found in the episode Buried in Time, which is all about the Krusty Krab making like a time capsule. The episode's really funny. Take a look at the beginning here, and then we're gonna get into the mistakes.
Empty. I thought I'd never see the day. Use on or before the date printed below. Oh, this can has been here for 50 years. This should be in a museum for future generations to enjoy.
Future generations, huh? That's right. In 50 years, your donated treasures will be unearthed for future generations to enjoy.
Okay, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
Tell me, what do you know about this plate?
It works good when I eat stuff.
Now, with your permission, I'd like to perform a few tests to verify its authenticity.
So as you guys just saw, there is one fish who brings plates to put in the time capsule, alright? And for about a frame, if you look, his eyes briefly disappear for a frame. They come back, but I mean, come on, man, they should be there the whole time. Here's mistake number 2.
Get to the Krusty Krab Time Capsule Spectacular! And there's your commemorative time capsule keychain. And thanks so much for all your contributions.
So throughout the scenes where the fish are putting things inside of the capsule, we can see this red ribbon which runs from the stand to the Krusty Krab right here. But throughout this scene, it actually just disappears and reappears, just totally messy. And let's head over to another episode, guys. The mistakes in this episode we just covered are all right, but this is where things get wild. Be prepared. Next up is the episode Super Evil Aquatic Villain Team Up is Go, which is a really weird title, but this episode's pretty cool. It's all about Plankton teaming up with another villain to wreak havoc. Take a look.
Maybe what you need is to join a club or something. Meet new people. You know, make some friends.
Are you suggesting I forge an evil alliance?
Something like that.
That is an excellent idea. Man Ray, we meet at long last. And who would have thought to find you here, working a part-time job restocking vending machines? And now let us join in evil alliance.
Have we met?
I, Plankton, know of a secret formula. The oh-so precious secret of the Krusty Krab. Once that formula is in our possession, we...
I'm listening.
Then together we will steal the formula, crush Mr. Krabs, and rule the world!
Hey, the episode has a pretty good plot, and it's kind of funny seeing Plankton go and get Man Ray, but you already know what's coming. This episode has a mistake, and this one's pretty bad. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Going to work. I'm 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 going to work. Going to work, going to work.
Okay, so take a look at this fish. As you can see, she has eyes, but take a look at her during this scene, as her eyes are just missing. They just didn't draw her eyes. It looks really weird, and I kind of get it. It's a zoomed out shot, but damn, looks very bad. Let's move on though. I've got more mistakes. Next up is a very hilarious episode, that being the episode Dear Vikings, an episode where SpongeBob writes a letter to Vikings, and they actually respond and show up. Check it out. Like I said, really funny episode.
Dear Vikings, I am writing to ask you guys about your lives and stuff. If you would take the time to answer all my neat questions, then that would be really swell.
Your Majesty, look, a letter.
How incredibly interesting. I must read it at once.
Welcome to the Krusty Krab. May I take your order?
Dear Vikings, our chieftain sent us here because we got this letter.
SpongeBob, there's some Vikings here to see you.
See, I told you, really funny. But what isn't so funny is the mistake hidden in this episode. It's very easy to miss. Let's see if you guys can spot it on your own.
Regular, large, and the new Viking size.
But Mr. Krabs, these are all the same size cup.
And don't forget, each participating patron who purchases any drink of our new Krusty Krab Viking-sized cup gets a chance to try on this genuine cardboard Viking helmet.
Mr. Krabs, what's a Viking?
Oh, well, the Vikings lived a long time ago.
So as you can see in this shot, SpongeBob has holes or pores on his sides, right? Because, you know, he's a sponge. But during this one shot of the opening, his pores are just gone. They're just missing. Talk about a mistake, especially when they were there literally seconds before. Don't click off yet though. This next mistake is crazy. Up next is an episode with a very intriguing name, The Krabby Patty That Ate Bikini Bottom. Sounds like a horror movie. In this episode, a Krabby Patty grows too large after Sandy adds one of Sandy's scientific ingredients to it. It's a very interesting plot. I personally like this episode. Here are some clips summarizing it.
This is the result of an experimental growth serum I developed. It could easily feed a lot of hungry people.
Or supply an entire fast food restaurant, lowering its operating cost. Administer the growth serum. There.
So, how big's this thing supposed to get?
Hey, who cares? It's an endless supply of free patties.
Easy, boy. Easy.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs, you are crazy, dude. Like, you risked everything. You risked so many people's lives just to potentially make more money with your stupid Krabby Patties. But anyways, what's also stupid in this episode is the mistakes. There's a couple of them. Let's see if you guys can spot the first one without my help.
Did I already show you my single-wheeled roller skates? Or my helicopter that's powered by coconut milk?
Actually, I'm not really interested in all that.
Well, is there something in particular you wanted to see?
Tell me about your giant soybean.
This is the result of an experimental growth serum I developed. Sure would hate to see it fall into the wrong hands. Someone who might just use it to try to get...
Rich, can I borrow your telephone? It's ringing.
Mr. Krabs, I came as soon as I got the call.
Did you bring a Krabby Patty like I was planning to ask you to do?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Perfect!
So here's the thing. Sandy's tree dome, right? The inside of it, there's no water. There's no water at all. We kind of talked about it in the last episode, right? No water. So there should be no bubbles inside her tree dome, right? Well, in Sandy's tree dome in this episode, bubbles appear during motion as if it's underwater. Take a look at some of these shots. Normally when SpongeBob characters are underwater and they move around, there'll be little bubble animations, right? But inside Sandy's tree dome, that should not happen. But during this occasion, where Mr. Krabs puts the phone down, look, why are there bubble animations? It also happens when he picks it up. Look, there's bubble animations again. So if you understand animation in SpongeBob, this is definitely a mistake. And there's more. This episode has another mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Oh my goodness! I almost forgot to flip that one. Squidward, why'd you make that weird noise? Squidward, that giant Krabby Patty is on a rampage! Abandon
It's a crab
Hold it! And just what is it you two think you're doing?
We're getting out of here.
You can't just leave.
Do you have a better idea?
Stay and work.
Now, this one is admittedly kind of a nitpick because this is a cartoon, right? But it's still a continuity error. In the kitchen, as you can see, this monster Krabby Patty eats SpongeBob's left shoe and his sock. But when SpongeBob and Squidward try to exit the restaurant, his sock and shoe reappear for no apparent reason and remain like that for the rest of the episode. Again, it makes sense because it's a cartoon, right? But this is still a bit of a weird continuity error. Maybe SpongeBob has an extra shoe and sock in his work locker. I don't know. But let's move over to episode number 3, which has even more crazy mistakes. First up is the season 8 episode, Bubble Troubles. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Patrick being idiots like normal. By the way, never call anybody an idiot, kids, but SpongeBob and Patrick are not very smart in this episode because they ruin Sandy's oxygen supply. As you guys know, Sandy's a squirrel, she isn't a fish, so she needs air. And in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick really mess up. Here are some clips of what happens.
No spice. Hot sauce.
Sandy, check out these new spicy bubbles that Patrick invented.
Well, I'd love to try out your newfangled bubbles, Patrick, but I've got to fix these airlines to my tree dome.
SpongeBob, Patrick, you guys could have like killed Sandy. Like she even starts passing out at one point because she's feeling woozy due to not having enough air. Crazy plot. But the mistake in this episode is really interesting. It shows that the writer of this episode needs to go back and watch old SpongeBob. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Luckily, I have just enough air in my submarine to get to the surface and refill my air tanks.
Phew, thank goodness. Allow me to get the door.
Even I knew that was dumb.
How's Sandy doing back there?
Not sure. Let me check. Oh!
Hey there, Patrick. Careful where you're breathing.
She seems fine.
Hold on just a little longer, Sandy. We're almost there. I can see sunlight.
This one's bad, so be prepared, okay? In the episode, there's a point where Sandy thinks she needs to drive her submarine to the surface to get more air, right? Because they're at Bikini Bottom, it's underwater. Sandy's a squirrel, so she needs air from the surface. But here's the thing. Back in the classic, iconic episode Pressure, it's confirmed that Sandy can quite literally just walk up to the shore. As you can see right now in these clips, she literally walks to the shore. So whoever wrote this episode, Bubble Troubles, needs to go back and educate themselves on OG SpongeBob. Like, this one's just disappointing because Pressure is an iconic episode, but I'm rambling. Let's move over to episode number 2 and see what mistakes are in that episode.
Here you are, your new home. Oh, Smelly, this is gonna be great. We'll be one big happy family.
So let's head back to season 4 for this one. I personally do not like season 4. Like, aside from like the original Fry Cook episode and the one where it's like Plankton and Mr. Krabs' origin story, aside from those 2 episodes, I hate this season. But the episode is The Thing from season 4. And we're only gonna cover one mistake, and let's make it quick. It's still pretty spicy though. Roll the footage.
They wouldn't know real culture even if it hit them like a truck full of cement.
So for this one, guys, I really need you to listen closely as it's kind of complicated. So I want you to look at this scene, look at the background, all right? Before Squidward hits the cement truck, as you can see, the environment is a street, all right? They're on a street. It's right here, you can see it. But after Squidward hits the cement truck and rolls down covered in cement, poor Squidward, dude, like imagine getting covered in cement. Look at the scene now as it changed from that street to like a grassy field. Like this is really weird. I'm gonna show a side-by-side of how the background look, and this all happened in a matter of like 30 seconds, so totally a mistake here. The environment and background of a scene doesn't just change randomly. The animators just messed up. And we're gonna keep it going. Here's another episode, guys, with more mistakes. The episode Friendiversary, which has a ton of mistakes in it. I'm surprised. This episode just aired, and it's filled to the brim with mistakes. Let's see if you guys can catch them.
Happy
Friendiversary, Squidward! It's all here in my Squidward memory book.
What?
Here's us at camp. Here's when I moved in right next door. Look at you, just like an angel.
So this first one is a good old-fashioned animation error where you can see it's a blatant mistake with the animation. I don't know what exactly happened here, but when SpongeBob shows his memory book to Squidward, Squidward's neck is tweaking because it's completely disconnected from his body. To be fair, it's only for a few seconds, but I mean, I'm zooming in on this. Look at that, man. How did that even happen? Yeah, poor Squidward, man. His neck is not how it's supposed to be, but let's keep it moving. There's more mistakes in this episode. Here's mistake number 2.
Friendiversary.
So this one is really bad, and honestly, it's one of the worst mistakes I've seen in season 13. So as you can see here, this is how the interior of Squidward's house looks, okay? He has like green wallpaper on his walls, and his floor is pink. We've seen it in so many episodes. Just take a look at this shot from Slimy Dancing. Well, I don't know what the animators were up to in this episode, because take a look at this shot from Friendiversary, as when SpongeBob's going into his house's interior is Squidward's Squidward's house. It's funny because Squidward's door is open in this shot too, and you can literally see his interior, and it's like they just copied and pasted it to SpongeBob's. This is how SpongeBob's interior is supposed to look. You can even just see it from the Wikipedia page. But in this episode, they were feeling extremely lazy and just gave SpongeBob the wrong inside to his house. Like, I'm honestly flabbergasted about this one. I don't even use that word often, guys, flabbergasted, but your boy is flabbergasted. And believe it or not, that ain't even it. This episode has more mistakes. Here's the third one.
Remember the first time I startled you into this trash can?
Three mistakes in one episode, and this is a new episode. You'd think the animators would know about the mistakes, but anyways, this one isn't as bad. But normally, as you can see in this shot, Patrick's house has a path. But in Friendiversary, the path to Patrick's house appears and disappears multiple times throughout the episode. It's really weird. In this shot, it's here, and this shot, it's not there. So I don't know what was going on with this one, but the animators made a lot of mistakes, guys. But let's keep it moving and head over to another new season 13 episode. Yeah, let's keep it moving. First up is the episode Nautical Novice, yet another Mrs. Puff banger of an episode. I really like this episode, so check out the setup.
Maybe tomorrow, if I can impress Mrs. Puff with an extensive knowledge of boating history, she'll give me a boating license on the spot. Ah! Hey, wait! Hey! Mrs. Puff! Please stop the bus!
What was that?
Nothing. Step on it!
Wait! No worries, I made it.
Man, SpongeBob was very committed to getting on that bus, and he succeeds. But let's rewind a little bit, as back during the beginning of the episode, there are two really bad mistakes, guys. Let's see if you can catch them.
Which brings us to the subject of rudder maintenance.
Barnacles, just as we were getting to the nitty-gritty.
Wait a minute, class. Remember, we will not be here tomorrow. We will be going on a field trip to the boating museum. Now run along, kids.
So first up is this one, which I don't think I need to say much, guys. For about 2 frames, this incidental just loses her shirt, and I actually think the animators did this on purpose, because why are her breasts, like, drawn? The other mistake is this one. So as you can see, this girl is wearing pearls, but for 1 frame, 2 of them turn black, which was just another weird mistake. There's another one later on in the episode. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Welcome, class, to the boating museum. This enormous vessel was once the largest in all the seas, but now that it's been converted into a museum, it no longer moves.
This one's kind of funny. So as you can see in this first shot of Incidental 14, she has no belly button. You can see, right? You can see her stomach, there's no belly button. But then randomly in this shot, she now has a belly button. So a weird continuity error. Not that big of a deal, but hey, the ones I have coming up are spicy. Next up is the episode Free Samples, where Plankton comes up with a really good scheme. Like, this was a smart one. Take a look.
What do I owe the excessive volume of this giggling?
You may thank my new and original idea, darling. Free samples! Once everyone gets a taste of my delicious chum, they'll tear this place apart to get some. Plus, it's free. And who can resist free? Zip right up for your free samples of delicious chum.
Hey, what did he just say to us?
I just said they're free. Eat up.
Whoa. What?
I had no idea the chum was this rotten. I better not be here when all this agony turns to anger.
So as you just seen, Plankton just made a bunch of Bikini Bottomites very sick, but what he does that's very smart is he lies and says that the chum is actually from the Krusty Krab, eventually leading us to this scene, which also has our first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
It's all over for the good old Krusty Krab. It's probably best if you start looking for a new job, boy. Maybe in a different line of work. Well, only one thing left to do now. I'll have to move back in with me ma.
5 minutes later.
All different, all delicious.
Dear Neptune's gill sacks, this is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth! Yay!
Did he just say it was good?
Now this one is very, very sneaky, as take a look at this fish right here. As you can see, he's wearing this bright red shirt. Remember this, it's kind of fresh. But literally seconds later, and his shirt like changes to a pink shirt. It looked like this at first, but now it looks like this. Talk about a big mistake, and of course, there's another one. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
I had no idea the chum was this rotten.
Hey, he's making a run for it! We can't let him get away with this! Let's get up and...
Hey, what's all the hubbub?
Oh, didn't you hear? Someone's giving away free Krabby Patties!
Again, this one is very sneaky, and it has to do with audio. So when we first see this fish right here, he has this voice.
Hey, he's making a run for it! We can't let him get away with this! Let's get up and...
But then when we see him again...
Hey, what's all the hubbub?
Oh, didn't you hear? Someone's giving away free Krabby Patties!
His voice is completely different now. Like, his voice changes halfway through the episode, which is totally a mistake. And I've got one more!
Krabby Patties, anyone?
This one is very easy to miss, but if you look, Plankton laughs, like his mouth moves for the animation of laughing, but I'm gonna play the clip again, listen, as he doesn't make any noise, like there's no sound that comes out of his mouth. Our first mistake can be found in a Season 5 episode, the original Fry Cook. And I gotta say, this is probably my favorite Season 5 episode to come out of the entire season. In this episode, SpongeBob starts to feel a little inferior when a famous former Krusty Krab fry cook named Jim visits his old stomping grounds. Jim used to work at the Krusty Krab years ago, and we even get this cool flashback showing us how he looked back when he was younger, years ago. Well, this flashback actually has a lot to do with our mistake, as during the episode, we get to see Jim's Best Employee Award. However, the award depicts him in his present-day appearance, even though it should have depicted him in his younger appearance, the same appearance we seen in the flashback, since the award is from years ago. So yeah, definitely a mistake here. It's a bit complicated, but here's a clip with audio.
This place had class.
Beware, boy. This is no ordinary pet.
Gary's gonna be so happy.
You must understand, these creatures can be very unstable, especially around other pets.
First up, we've got a pretty weird episode from Season 7, A Pal for Gary, an episode where SpongeBob gets Gary a pal, but that pal ends up being a very evil monster. But what we're here for are mistakes. Here's the first one.
Bye. Poor little snail. Just wanted some fun time. I can only imagine the tortured loneliness he must be feeling right now.
This one is very, very weird. Now, I don't think I need to explain this, but right here is a PNG of our boy SpongeBob, and as you can see, on his square pants, he has a black belt. Major part of his design, but, well, in A Pal for Gary, when SpongeBob is walking away from his house near the start of the episode, let's take a look at our boy's belt for a frame because it randomly turns white. Like, what? It's only for a split second, so obviously it's not that big of a deal. It goes back to black. But look at that, dude. I'm zooming in. It is white, and that is not correct. And neither is this next mistake. Take a look at this one.
You two get to know each other. I'll be right back. Heat up, you two.
Yeah, if you thought that one was bad, this one's worse. It's kind of funny as well, though. So, when SpongeBob carries a food bowl into the living room, let's take a look at the inside of his mouth for this one frame, as it appears to be yellow. When, of course, as you guys know, the inside of a mouth is usually gonna be like red or pink, and in SpongeBob's case, it's always red. So it being yellow here is just very, very strange. Very weird mistake here. And there's more. Here's the next one.
Why bother? They never listen.
Sheriff, I nabbed your bank robber. There's your culprit right there.
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode? That is wild. Well, this one needs some explaining. So, throughout most of the Western crime movie or TV show that Gary the Snail is watching, throughout the episode, we see this cowboy fish right here. And he's always in this like normal olive green design. Alright, this is how he looks. Remember this. Remember it. This is how he looks. But in the very last scene of this show that is shown, this just randomly changes. The animators forgot about that olive green design and just randomly color him purple with a blue fin, thus making for a strange continuity error, which is really funny because this is a mistake within a show of a show, because Gary's watching a TV show and there's a mistake in this show. So I just thought that was kind of funny, but let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with some wild mistakes. Things are about to get wild. So this next episode, Gullible Pants, has 3 very complicated mistakes, so I'm just gonna get right into them. Here's the first one. Let's see if you guys can catch it yourselves.
451, 452, 453, 454, 455, 456.
Like I said, this one is very, very complicated, so take a look at this shot. As you can see, Incidental 92 is eating with Incidental 51. They're having a nice meal together. But like seconds later, and now Incidental 92 is eating with a completely different fish. The other mistake is quite similar. In that opening shot, we can see Incidental 48 eating with Incidental 41. But then, seconds later, and now Incidental 48 is eating with a completely different fish in seconds. So definitely a mistake, and there are a ton of mistakes in this one section. It's pretty bad. There's some crazier ones coming up though, so stay tuned. I gotta say, when it comes to the episode Jolly Lodgers, I really feel bad for Squidward. Like the dude just wants a break, and then this happens.
Are you going somewhere?
I'll be staying at a hotel for the next few days for peace and quiet. Well, now, this is very nice indeed. This is heaven. Hello? Anyone there? Hello?
Room service.
Come in.
Squidward? What a happy surprise!
Like poor Squidward. And things get worse, as this episode also, duh, has some mistakes. Let's take a look at this first one.
You stay away from me! I don't want to see either of you in any part of this hotel!
Come on, this one's easy. I know you guys caught it. You're probably commenting it right now, but boom. SpongeBob's missing his mouth. Okay, I've got one more, and it also has to do with a missing mouth. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
No, SpongeBob. No, Patrick. Peace and quiet. Leave me alone!
look guys, I hate to nitpick, but Patrick's missing his mouth, and that's like a really bad mistake. But hey, I've got some that are even crazier coming up, so let's get into that. Next up, I have two Gary the Snail themed mistakes. They're pretty bad. I have no idea how the animators missed them. Let's take a look at this first one and see if you guys can spot it.
Now, Gary, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. Or the medium way. Or the semi-medium easy hard way. Or the sort of hard with a touch of awkward, easy, difficult, challenging way. So that's how you want to play it, huh? This new toy! Fetch! Huh? New boomerang pet ball. Really works.
This one is interesting, especially because it happens really fast, but as most of you guys know, this is how Gary's eyes look. They're red, they're beautiful. Gary has some beautiful eyes, but they're red, okay, as you can see right here. But for one frame in this shot, Gary's eyes are purple, and they look really weird. I have no idea how the animators made this mistake because it's for one frame, but it's pretty bad. And there's more. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
So, if I can't get you to come to the bath, I'll just have to bring the bath to you. Gary. Bath delivery.
This one is a lot less complex. Pretty much, normally Gary's eyelids look like this. They're like the same color as the stems of his eyes. They're like blue or purplish. But in the episode Gary Takes a Bath, there's one scene where his eyelids are pink, which is a massive mistake. That's not right. So yeah, another mistake.
Gary. Bath delivery.
Season 5 is very hit or miss for me, but one episode I did enjoy was Blackjack, an episode all about SpongeBob panicking and worrying that his notorious cousin Blackjack is after his family. Now, one of the reasons that I personally really like this episode so much is due to us getting another really good look at the SquarePants family. With SpongeBob visiting his parents' house, his grandmother's house, you guys know I love Graham SquarePants, and even a new character, his uncle, Captain Blue SquarePants. And this is actually where we can find our mistake, with it revolving around good old Blue SquarePants' house. As you can see, during this shot, Blue has grass around his house, by his garage. It's really important to watch by his garage. You can see it right here. Well, later on, when SpongeBob returns to Blue's house, his outside is completely different, with there now being sand beside the garage instead of grass, thus making for a really weird continuity error. I know SpongeBob does cut the grass at one point, but it wouldn't turn the grass into like sand. So yeah, here's a clip with audio.
Uncle Captain Blue, I need your help.
Well, if it isn't little SpongeBob. Plan a firm one on me, Bobby.
I need you to help me rescue my parents.
Sure, little Bobby. I could use some help with the lawn, but you're gonna need this to do the job right.
Uncle Captain Blue, I need to help my parents. They're in danger. Our ghostly pirates. Or laboratory creatures.
SpongeBob!
Or green beings from another planet.
Okay, SpongeBob, okay!
Or bus drivers.
That's enough!
Alright, Grapple Gang, it's time to take a trip down the Tunnel of Glove. This episode has quite a few mistakes, so let's get right into them. Here's the first one.
Hey, the Hall of Great Romance. Pearl, I don't think this is the Tunnel of Glove. It's the Tunnel of Evil!
This one's very weird. So in the Hall of Great Romance, the scene you guys just saw, there's this robot right here with a green dress. Now, the dress covers its legs and feet. Remember this. However, when it eventually walks towards Pearl and SpongeBob, look, the dress is just kind of weird now and shows the feet instead of covering it. It's like the dress's design has changed somewhat, and then it's like this for the rest of the episode. Isn't 100% a mistake, but y'all know that that's very weird. And here's one that's actually a mistake for sure. Roll the footage.
She's gonna blow!
SpongeBob is your boyfriend!
So at the ending of the episode, the tunnel of Glove explodes, alright? And when this happens, SpongeBob and Pearl are in this boat right here, and you can see on the back that this boat has this little like flag on the back of it, alright? It's right here, remember this flag. Now eventually they go in water, and when the boat crashes, you can see that the flag is kind of wet right here. But then as the scene progresses, that flag eventually just disappears. Take a look at this shot of the boat, the flag should be right there, but it's just gone now. Literally no one removed it, so it seems that the animators forgot to draw the flag in these shots. Alright, now I will admit the two mistakes we just covered are kinda weak, so let's head over to another episode and cover something spicy. Our first mistake can be found in the season 9 episode, Plankton's Pet. In this episode, Plankton, as you can imagine, is attempting to steal the coveted Krabby Patty secret formula yet again. But this yet again fails miserably and results in Plankton being launched to the doors of the Chum Bucket. From here, a very depressed Plankton is convinced by Karen to get a pet, and with the help of SpongeBob, Plankton gets a pet amoeba and names him Spot. Now, this is a pretty good season 9 episode, but of course it isn't perfect, as right as Plankton is about to land in front of the Chum Bucket after being kicked out of the Krusty Krab by Mr. Krabs, the road that usually connects the Krusty Krab to the Chum Bucket is not there, despite being featured in numerous episodes before this one. So yeah, definitely a mistake. Here's a clip.
Face it, Plankton, you're never gonna win. I'll always be one step ahead. Now, why don't you go back to where you came from, you little brat? Uh-oh.
How dare you!
Didums fail to get a Krabby Patty again?
Howdy, Bubble Bass. I reckon you're hankering for a delicious new dish.
Ooh, such smoky stupidity.
Sandy Cheeks has come up with a lot of revolutionary ideas for the Krusty Krab. For example, the episode where she comes up with a growth hormone that makes Krabby Patties bigger. But season 13's Hot Crust Nuts is definitely her biggest endeavor yet, with her making these nuts that do this. Here, take a look for yourself.
I brought a little something of my own from home, from home, from home, from home. Sandy's smoking barbecue nuts.
There is no outside food allowed at the Krusty Krab.
Come on, SpongeBob. I won't spill the nuts if you won't. Try one.
That's enough! I'm confiscating these unauthorized acres. All right, Sandy, you're hired.
Now this episode has two mistakes in total. Here's the first one. It's very easy to miss, and it has to do with the Chum Bucket.
Don't you love the new look?
I'm just here for the nuts.
So take a look at these clips. The Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are supposed to be directly across from one another. It's been seen like this in so many episodes, guys, but in some of these scenes from Hot Crust Nuts, the Chum Bucket just isn't there. Even the path to the Chum Bucket is missing at times. It's just like the Chum Bucket just does not exist in this episode, which is totally a mistake. But guys, this next mistake is way worse. This one is really, really bad.
Huh? Hey, everybody! This table's got that smoky Texas tang!
No! Stop it! Be restaurant!
So when all of the incidentals start freaking out and eating the Krusty Krab, I want you to watch this in slow motion from the outside, because the animators were really lazy with all of these incidentals. For one, they have no pupils. They have like literal just blank white eyes. Same thing with their mouth, and multiple of them are duplicated. Like, look at how many times the one with a blue shirt and a cowboy hat is shown. The main thing here is just they were very lazily drawn for this one section, and I get it, it's a quick section where they just eat the Krusty Krab, but yeah, there should have been some more effort put into these incidentals. This isn't season 1, it's season 13. The episode Trident Trouble is a pretty good episode. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do like the premise of the episode. The setup's really funny. Here, take a look for yourself.
Behold this idiot and beware, for Trident Trouble comes.
No, the toppings haven't been prepped. I wish this lettuce and tomato would just cut themselves up.
Let's do this!
Now, to be honest, this episode only really has like one mistake, and it was hard to find. But during this scene where SpongeBob uses the magical trident to help this dude, well, take a look for yourself. Let's see if you can catch it.
What's wrong, Grass? Why won't you grow? Talk to me.
Yeah, it happens fast, but for about one frame, this dude loses his entire mouth. It's crazy. And this is a fairly common mistake, but it's, again, still a mistake. And I've got more. And last but not least, our final mistake can be found in the very first episode of Season 8. Accidents will happen. In this episode, Squidward has a nasty fall and gets himself injured at work. But this results in Mr. Krabs becoming incredibly paranoid that Squidward is going to sue him. So he starts treating Squidward very different. He starts acting nice and treating Squidward like an actual human being and not just a cashier like he normally does. Now, during this scene, where Squidward is seen with the Krabby Patty, the Krusty Krab menu is incorrectly spelled as G-A-L-L-Y, grub, when it's actually supposed to be spelled as G-A-L-L-E-Y, grub. Also, when the camera returns to Squidward's face and body, both the menu and order here signs are just gone. They've disappeared.
I was at the register, giving it a nice shining between orders, when something caught my eye. A patty bun with 10 seeds instead of 11. I wasn't about to stand idly by and allow a customer to go without all his guaranteed nutrients and vitamins.
As you guys know, Squidward is a very depressed character. And you know, I kind of get it. Squidward is very grumpy and he can be kind of rude, but he's also very misunderstood. No one acknowledges what Squidward's good at in life, and I kind of get it. Everyone just roasts him and is mean. It's his own fault, but anyways. Our next episode is Are You Happy Now? And this episode is all about SpongeBob trying to help Squidward find a happy moment in life. It's kind of sad. Here's some clips.
What's your happiest memory, Squidward?
Let me think. I guess I don't have a happiest memory.
Oh, well.
You don't have a happiest memory?
So what?
How can you live without a happiest memory?
You're right, SpongeBob. I don't have a happiest memory. This is horrible.
Don't worry, Squidward. I'll help you make a happiest memory.
Like I said, this episode's really sad. Like, Squidward just literally doesn't have a happy memory, but thank goodness for SpongeBob actually trying to be his friend. But anyways, let's get into the mistakes. This episode has 2. Here's the first one. I want to see if you guys can find it without me assisting you. Keep those eyes peeled.
Hi, I'd like to order a Krabby Patty, please. Okay, can someone else take my order?
This is horrible.
Don't worry, Squidward. I'll help you make a happiest memory. You love music, right, Squidward?
Mm-hmm.
Then this'll definitely be your happiest memory. Oops, that was a sour note.
This is not my happiest memory.
This one is pretty bad. as when SpongeBob says oops, that was a sour note, Incidental 104, who is sitting right behind him, is missing her shirt. This is a kid show, so the fact that she's literally just sitting there without a shirt on is very inappropriate. Like, this was a bad, how do you even make this mistake? Seriously, like, how did the animators forgot to give her a shirt, but still drew her, you know? Anyways, let's move on to mistake number 2.
All right, let me see that. The Krusty Krab work schedule? What's so great about this?
It's my happy book. The Krusty Krab is where all of my happiest memories occurred.
Oops, I accidentally burned up your memories.
Don't worry, Squidward. I have a whole cabinet of backups.
This one isn't that big of a deal, I guess, but as you can see in this shot, Squidward drops the work schedule book on the grill, and it just burns immediately, like it's looking very crispy. But what about this scene when it's lying on the grill while SpongeBob is reading it? Why doesn't it burn? There's just a weird continuity error. When Squidward puts it down, it burns, right? It's flammable, but when SpongeBob's reading it, nothing happens to it. So just some weird decisions in this episode for sure. Let's move over to our final episode of today. It's really bad. Be prepared, guys.
I ordered a couple Krabby Patties a while ago, and I'm wondering when they'll be out.
Looks like I'm crushing your face.
So, will they be ready soon?
Yeah. Don't move too much, it ruins it.
Next up, we have the episode The Splinter, which is a very well-known episode of SpongeBob, but not because people like it. People actually hate this episode because there's a really gruesome scene where SpongeBob gets his splinter. Now, we're gonna get into the mistakes in this episode, but I'm actually gonna show you guys that scene really quickly, so just, yeah, take a look at this.
You really saved me! Hey, a splinter!
Yeah, dude, that was gnarly, especially for a kid's cartoon, and you can see this is when SpongeBob started focusing less on like actual comedy and started using like grotesque humor and like grotesque scenes of Squidward or SpongeBob getting beat up to keep things entertaining. But anyways, we're not here for all that. We're here for mistakes. Here's the first one.
I hear you, I hear you!
Okay, good, because these two Krabby Patties are ready!
What's that?
What's what? Makes sense now, right?
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So at the very beginning of the episode, we can see that 2 Krabby Patties are ordered, SpongeBob makes them, and he puts them right here. Alright, remember this. Because no one actually picks them up, but moments later, like seconds later in this scene, they're now gone. And like Squidward did not take those patties, so they just disappeared. Like, it was kind of weird, to be honest with you. And here's one more from this episode.
What? Me? Tell Mr. Krabs? Oh, no. No. Well, maybe. I don't have to tell Mr. Krabs.
So first things first, during this scene where SpongeBob goes to touch his heart, look at his pants, alright? I don't even need to show you guys this, but here's a random shot of SpongeBob, and as you can see on his pants, he has his belt, alright? But in this one shot from the Splinter, when it zooms in, the belt is just gone, and I don't even get this one. Like, sometimes, guys, if it's a super zoomed out shot, for example, the one where Squidward was missing his Krusty Krab hat, that's totally fine, it's a zoomed out shot. This is a zoomed in shot, so how they just didn't draw his belt is hilarious to me. So yeah, let's get into the real spicy mistakes in today's video and head over to another episode. Stay tuned, guys, because I've got some wild mistakes coming up. In the Season 4 episode, Fear of a Krabby Patty, Plankton has a new and fairly clever plan, with him convincing Mr. Krabs to change the Krusty Krab's hours to 24 hours, all in the hopes of it exhausting SpongeBob overworking him, thus giving Plankton the perfect opportunity to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. Pretty clever. Well, this eventually does kind of work, with SpongeBob becoming so dead and exhausted that he starts to see things that aren't real, like Mr. Krabs turning into a Krabby Patty. Now, the mistake in question is something we've covered many times before in different episodes, and has to do with Plankton's iconic restaurant, the Chum Bucket. as during this scene, the path that connects the Krusty Krab to the chum bucket, this path, is missing when it should be visible based on numerous other episodes, right? So yeah, definitely a mistake, and here's a clip with audio.
Couldn't we get to work earlier than 6 a.m.? Like 5:30 a.m.? Or 5 a.m.? Or 4 a.m.? Or
Zip it! What the? The chum bucket can open 23 hours? So, that little piece of flotsam plankton thinks he can stay open longer than me, does he?
Sure. I don't know. Why not?
Well, he's wrong!
In the episode, Money Talks, Mr. Krabs, being the greedy man that he is, makes a wish that he could talk to his money. And to his surprise, the wish comes true, but it's at a cost, as the Flying Dutchman grants his wish in exchange for his soul. It's actually really funny because Mr. Krabs eventually goes a little crazy when his money talks and constantly tells him that it wants to be spent and not hoarded. Yeah, talk about an interesting episode. Now, early on in this episode is where we can spot our mistake, as when these two incidentals are thrown out of the Krusty Krab, Incidental 83, also known as Old Man Walker, loses his face? I mean, his mouth is still there, but what happened to his eyes and glasses? Yeah, talk about an odd mistake. Here's a clip with audio.
99.
Don't rush me, woman!
Perhaps this will speed up the process.
How will that help them chew faster?
SpongeBob! What's the problem?
No problem. I was just telling this customer he has to wait for his favorite table.
$5 if I get the table now.
My hip.
Enjoy your meal. Let me know if you need anything else.
Coming in hot is a season 13 episode. We've got some modern SpongeBob for you guys, all right? Now, the episode is Captain Pipsqueak, and this episode is awesome because we've seen the return of a ton of iconic villains from SpongeBob history. For example, the Tattletale Strangler, and even Dennis. But we're not here for all that, we're here for the mistakes. Here's the first one.
A little dumpster dive, and I'm in. Where's the door? Wrong dumpster.
So this first one is funny. Now, during this scene where we can see Plankton inside one of the dumpsters, we can see that he doesn't have gloves on based on his hands. Remember this as it's important, because give it a few seconds and then when we get to this shot, look, his gloves are just randomly back on him again. So this was totally a mistake. You can see that at first they drew him without gloves and then they decided afterwards, oh, we're gonna put the gloves on. I highly doubt, dude, just put them on in the garbage, though that would be very hygienic, Plankton. Anyways though, here's another mistake from this one.
Uh-oh. Incoming.
So this one is totally a nitpick on my end, but this right here is Karen, Plankton's computer wife. Dude, imagine marrying a computer. But anyways, it's his wife, all right? And as you can see in her design, she has blue hands. Here's another shot of Karen from another episode, and as you can see, she has blue hands, and here's even another shot from a whole other episode, and look, our girl has blue hands. Well, take a look at her hands in this episode, Captain Pipsqueak, as they're randomly colored gray throughout this whole episode, which is very strange, as in even episodes after this one, for example, the flower pot, look, her hands are blue again. So this was just totally a weird mistake here, where I guess they just didn't color her hands for this one episode. I don't really care, but I thought I would point it out because it's funny, and here's one more from Captain Pipsqueak.
No outside condiments!
Well, this stinks.
This one's very quick, but when Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob walk away after putting Plankton in the garbage bin, let's take a look at SpongeBob because his teeth are yellow. Go brush your teeth, bro. I'm always gonna make this joke whenever we get a yellow teeth error. It's actually a fairly common mistake in SpongeBob, but my boy, go brush those teeth, please. Anyways, though, let's head over to another SpongeBob episode, guys, and stay tuned because I've got some crazy mistakes coming up.